Welcome back to NFT, the NFT podcast.
Full Q edition.
The hat just makes that perfectly. The full Q with the hat.
Full Q, baby.
Full Q. Now, I know you guys don't recognize me and Brad without Nathan here, but it's just me and Brad.
And we're doing this because we have nothing better to do.
I mean, I do have a football game tomorrow, but it's whatever.
Yes, Steve has a life. I don't. And I think this was Steve reaching out to make sure I don't just go away forever.
No, we talked about doing this before.
Yeah, true. We did.
And then I reach out once in a while, and then when I go to reach out, I'm like, wait a minute, Steve, you're not getting home till 9 o'clock. That's not going to happen.
Steve, we're not 75 years old.
You speak for yourself.
It's how I feel right now.
Brad, I can feel the knot in my back. So at any point, my back's just going to say, hey, fuck off. And I'm going to fall to the ground.
So I started doing yoga in the mornings.
All right, we need to stop the podcast. Now we're done.
We're not Q anymore.
If you say hot yoga, you have to hand over your crossbow.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to hunt or fish anymore. I'm not allowed in that group.
You have to use your hands.
Yep. Yeah. So I started doing yoga in the mornings, which I hate, by the way. But I have never felt less athletic in my life. And I've done some pretty unathletic shit in my life.
Than yoga?
Well, no, just stuff that like makes you feel like, oh shit, there are people who are really good at this. And I can't touch my toes. And it's always this fucking lady that's super smiley the whole time. And she's like, you just have to breathe. And I'm like, every one of my muscle fibers hurts. And I want to punch you in the suck hole.
That's how I was a year ago during quarantine. I was like, this won't last. And then like a month into it, I was like, I need to do home workouts because I'm just sitting and eating. And so I tried, and they're all in shape. Just breathe. Just do this. I'm like, fuck off. Like, kiss my ass. You guys are in shape.
Yeah. Did you ever do Insanity?
I tried that years ago and actually made it through almost a month, maybe.
Yeah, it's like 2 months, right? 60 days.
Yeah, almost a month.
I remember doing that and being like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, these people were in shape. Like, do you see those people? Like, no. Like,
I want my workout video to be a fat piece of shit like me.
Yeah, going through this with you. Like,
yeah. Like, I want my instructor to have a heart attack halfway through teaching the class.
And then
dies on screen.
And then the rest of people go to McDonald's and get an orange soda.
That's it. That's how it ends. It's like, okay, you worked out for 15 minutes. So go to McDonald's and get 2 quarter pounders with cheese because you've earned it, you fat fuck.
Mm-hmm. And get a Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's America. That's real.
You know what they should do? And this is, I don't actually recommend this. Remember, I am still a professional here.
But we're going to do this anyway.
Yeah. If I ever created like a diet program, it would just be like me or someone else who's like vaguely in shape, but not in shape enough to like really make you feel bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be an app to where every time the GPS on your phone gets close to a McDonald's, your phone starts screaming like, don't you fucking do it. I know you're thinking about it.
Can it be like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Put the cookie down.
I know you want to go to fucking Raising Cane's.
Oh, no.
Eat your chicken strips, fatty.
No. Can it just be Tim Dillon's voice? Like, can we work with Tim Dillon to make an app?
I think, yeah, that's the play.
And him screaming like something about the 2 lesbians at Airbnb.
Joshua Tree, California.
If anything I took from that is Joshua Tree. Is it California? Yeah, is it California?
It's California, I think.
Because I remember, did you listen to the ones where like COVID first happened? He goes, "Well, we're in the desert." Like they went to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "This is a place where the protesting just kind of dies on its own because it's 125 degrees outside."
The yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing the yoga thing though, because I do feel better when it's over. But the fact that I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to do it sucks.
See, I used to do that. I used to get up when I worked in Elmhurst, go to the gym. We'd go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. I'd be at work at 7:30. Now the thought of that just is awful.
I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to it. Like
Yeah, it
over
takes a while
time,
to
it'll
get
be
used to
better.
it. It takes a little while to get used to it. Then when you have a routine, it's like, oh, I gotta get up.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna start doing that, but I'll have track practice at 5:45 in the morning starting next week.
Oh,
Well, I have to because of football.
I know, but that's miserable.
I'll go to that from 5:45. Go to work at 7:30. Now football practice is gonna get moved to 5 or 5:30 because of baseball. So I will have long days for the next 3 weeks. State of
Yeah.
Illinois. But we have sports back.
Yeah, you have sports. You have a version of sports.
That's why I'm smiling. Yay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, smiles.
Let's just
Smiles all
say the
around.
scheduling could have been done different, but here we are
I don't know.
till June 19th.
Is that when the sports calendar's over?
Yeah, because track, they're going to have state now. So they'll have it at EIU again.
Oh,
So if we send kids to state, make my return to Chucktown.
are you emotionally ready for that?
I kind of want to have my throwers throw the meat. Like, okay, I know you could throw this far to go to state, but I don't want you to. I want
I
you to
want.
take a dive.
Yeah. Daddy's got some money going on this high school thrower meet.
This girl's track meet, I have $5 right on this. I need you to take a dive,
What? Just take a dive right now.
and I'll buy us Culver's ice cream afterwards
Yep, with my $10.
with my $10. And by that, Family Guy, have a wristwatch. What does he say? I have a wristwatch.
I have a Nokia wristwatch. Oh, what is it? Are you talking about when Meg gets abducted?
Yeah, they do the take, and I have a
Yeah,
freaking
like
Nokia wristwatch.
he's like, I don't have any skills. I will not find you.
I have a wristwatch. I don't know, like $5 or something.
Yeah.
You can have one of them.
Poor
No.
Meg. Poor Meg.
I love when he hangs up and he goes, "These guys are serious. Lois Meg's dead." This is a real slapdick show, but it's okay.
That's me as a parent, really.
I have a particular lack of skills. I'll
Yeah,
never be able to find you.
I will never find you.
I have a wristwatch.
Just immediately give up.
Or we're like when she's on the phone. Oh my God, Dad, they're taking her. All right, Meg, you need to listen to me very carefully. Panic. Pay no attention to detail. Let your mind run wild. And then hide under the bed with your feet sticking out.
Yes. Yep. Oh my God.
No, I'm going to need them to take a dive so I don't go to Chucktown.
No, you want him to do well.
Or I just say I don't go. Like, you guys got this. We have a coach for each spot.
Steve,
No, I would go.
you would go.
But I won't like it.
No. But you know what you should do is like you should go to a Ferrari dealership and see if you can rent one
Can I
just
just
for like the day of the meet.
take my car in to get work done? But like, I won't be here for 3 days. So can
Yeah.
I like lease one? And I want
Yes.
that.
Uh-huh. Like a cherry red Ferrari. And then you pull up and it's like Michael Scott in The Office. It's like, it's Brittany, bitch.
And then I have like Miley Cyrus playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not even Britney Spears.
Not even Britney Spears. It's Miley
Yeah,
Cyrus. But like, it's Britney, bitch.
it's Ariana Grande.
Here, Andy Grandy.
Yeah.
Or just
Now,
Fallout Boy.
that's so much worse than like the Fallout Boy. I think is the worst option of all those.
But look where I'm gonna be at though. I'll be in Chucktown.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's a bad option.
But there might be somebody else down there listening to it. I don't know. I lived there for a while. It happens.
Is there a big Fallout Boy following in
I mean, they just do what
Charleston,
they
Illinois?
want. They just do what they want.
Okay,
They're
all right.
burying everybody. So they just
Oh yeah, the elites.
they are the elite. I think Alex Jones lives there. That's where he
Alex
hides.
Jones. Alex Jones lives in a bunker in Joshua Tree
And Joshua.
and does ayahuasca. Goes on vision quests.
God, I try to find stuff with him and I just can't get through like an hour.
It's a lot. He's very high energy, and you know his show is like 3 hours long.
On that InfoWars thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think one of the episodes is like 4.5 hours. And I'm like, I can't.
it's a lot because he's just making these connections out of thin air, and you're like, who are you talking about?
And he's right on a lot of it though.
He is. He's also wrong on a lot of it.
I think I listened to Rogan talk about it on something. He's like, yeah, he's like 60% right, like 60, 70%. But
Like
then
his
the
actual batting average for this stuff.
right. And then like the other 30, 40% is just so out there. Like COVID ain't real. They're taking jellyfish and spraying them, and that's what they're using for the vaccine.
Yeah,
But he
I
called
don't
the
know.
Epstein thing.
He did. He did.
And this is getting real political, so this will get me kicked off. But he talked about when there's protests from like years ago, not Antifa, but people that would go like make it worse to stop it, which is
Oh
a
yeah,
thing. I forget what it's called, but it's a
it's like
thing.
counter protesting.
Yeah, it's not Antifa. That's a whole nother thing. That's whatever. But
What are you talking about? Are you talking about our boys in QAnon?
Q went on with horns.
Yeah,
I think they have bow and arrows, Brad. You better watch out. They're
I'm gonna do an insurrection. I don't know where, but there will be an insurrection of something at some point.
or
Like
Antifa in the Hamptons.
yes, like
I would love to play
you
that.
don't just live in a house with no furniture and then not plan an insurrection.
Oh, with milk crates, a TV, and a crossbow.
Yep,
You can
that's
have one of them.
like if you're looking if you're looking at me from the outside, like if somebody just walked into this house right now, they're like 100% chance that guy stormed the Capitol.
He stormed the Capitol, or we never really caught the Night Stalker.
That's me. No, I'm not the Night Stalker. That dude was creepy.
No, that's Southern Illinois. That's normal. Like, oh, it's a Tuesday. Fine.
There is a lake down here called Devil's Kitchen, which I don't understand because like this is okay. You ready for a small Southern Illinois rant here?
Love it.
So Southern Illinois is like hyper religious. Like there's a town down here that has the most churches per capita of any town in the United States. Okay. Very religious part of the country. Everything is named after the devil.
Okay, you have my attention.
I don't get it. It's like Devil's Kitchen Lake, Devil's Tower, Devil's this, Devil's that. Like every natural like formation of anything, they called it Devil something.
Right. Is there like a reason behind that? Or they
No
just
clue.
is that where the witches were burned in the
No, I think honestly,
1600s?
whenever they were naming shit here, I think like the people that have money in Southern Illinois were all coal miners, and they were so fucked up from being in the coal mine. I think they just lost it, and they're like, "It's the devil," and then everything's just called the devil down here. And then a section of Southern Illinois is called Little Egypt for some reason. And then we have so everything's the devil or Egyptian here.
So basically, we need to cut Chicago and Southern Illinois off from Illinois.
Yeah, and then Southern Illinois is just going to be Egypt.
Egypt with the devil.
Devil's Egypt.
Devil's Egypt.
Yes.
And then we can cut Chicago off and just burn it.
No. No.
Just don't cut me off. I'm not in the city. I'm a suburb.
You're in the city, Steve.
No, I'm farther away.
Steve, do you or do you not have access to Raisin Canes?
I will never touch it.
You will. You've
No.
thought about it.
I thought about it because you get tired of. You're just like, I want something that I never had before.
But you've had chicken strips.
But I didn't know what their menu was at the time.
That's the problem. It's like, why would you go to Raisin Canes? It's like, I already know what chicken strips and stupid ranch dressing tastes like.
It must be really, really good. Now it's Chipotle ranch dressing. Remember, it's that color. It's Chipotle.
It's not, though. And Chipotle is a hot take here. Chipotle ranch dressing is not that good.
No, it's not. You need
You
the
know what it
Fiesta
is?
ranch.
You know what it is? If anybody out there right now that seriously wants like that and is willing to pay money for it, buy ranch dressing and buy an 89-cent taco seasoning packet.
Or that Fiesta ranch stuff. It's good too.
But
you can buy it for 80 cents.
80 cents where?
At Meijer. It's a packet.
Oh, yeah. Like the mix your own ranch stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that's what they're doing over there at Raising Cane's. Like, all right, today we're going to use Hidden Valley Fiesta Ranch. And then tomorrow we're just going to use sour cream.
Yeah.
And we're going to Diet Red.
Since we only have one sauce and one thing that we serve here, we're just going to slightly change up the ranch every day.
Could you imagine those meetings? Like, okay, we're going to start this restaurant with chicken. It's a good idea. So it's just chicken strips. All right, how can we tweak this? What if we make one giant chicken strip and put it on a bun? And then the next day,
it's not even one giant chicken strip. It's just two of their regular chicken strips on one bun.
Well, that's how they were like, well, how do we get rid of some of this chicken? What if we make two? And then we put a piece of lettuce on it. Like, now we're cooking.
I don't even think there was lettuce. I'm gonna break what I said I'd never do, and I'm looking up the Raising Cane's website right now.
If your computer turns into a brick wall, it's because you're looking up Raising Cane's.
I feel so bad for doing this right now. I hate this restaurant so much. Like I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
I'm gonna look it up too.
Because I'm looking at this there isn't even a menu button. It's just a picture of a chicken strip.
Mine says menu.
I'm
there's lettuce, the sandwich combo. There's a lettuce. Oh my God. Yeah, it's 3 chicken strips.
I hate this store so much.
Like, hold on. Do I need to share my screen for anybody later on in life?
Yeah, no, you should. You should. This is all I'm going to talk about in any podcast we do from now on. I'm going to exist to destroy Raising Cane's.
Okay.
This fucking place. You're looking at the entirety of their menu.
Right here, look. There's lettuce, but look, that's 3 chicken strips.
On a fucking bun.
And what the sauce right here? It's the sauce we're talking about.
Which is just ranch dressing and taco seasoning.
Now Cane sauce. What happens if I
Okay.
click on it?
Yeah, cane sauce.
It's a
Perfect.
tangy
Cane
with a little
loaded
bit of
spice,
spice.
which is taco seasoning. You fucks. Have an original idea. It's not just fucking chicken strips veiled in some racism. Fucks.
Hold on. I have to. Oh, I can see this screen. Sweet. So that's what it looks like. So at the 20-minute mark, we hopped on to Raising Cane's.
I want this out of my face. Can you
Oh,
get this out of my face?
well,
Please.
hold on. We got to give them. Look, you get Texas
Steve,
toast.
I'm going to commit an insurrection on this podcast right now if you don't get Raising Cane's off here.
Where's my stop button? There we go.
Okay, thank you.
So people listening, where I live
This
on the
has
main
been
street.
we gave no explanation for that. This
So-
is the worst podcast we've ever done.
I wouldn't say that. We did podcast after dark.
That was great.
So long. Like, oh my god, it's 11 p.m.
Yeah.
No, where I live, people, Brad visit and the main street, we have everything you could think of. We were like, oh, let's get lunch. And I said, there's a wing place or the Raising Cane's. Never been there. That drive-through line, I swear, and you saw it when we drove by it, it just wraps around
We drove by it multiple times.
multiple times and it never changed.
And it's always busy.
Like people out there listening, pictures of Popeyes drive-through, like that's what it looked like. So we looked up the menu, like, oh, I wonder what this is. It's chicken strips. Now you
This
think
is
we
why
would?
China's beating us, everybody.
This is why we're stupid.
This is why China's winning. Okay? You ready for this? We have a fucking restaurant that's making a lot of money. And you know what they do? They serve chicken strips. Adult chicken strips.
With not even ranch dressing, it's a tangy sauce.
Tangy sauce.
It's probably expired ranch. That's what happens to ranch when it expires.
I'm so fired. I'm like getting a hemorrhoid.
Is this full
I'm so
Q?
fired up.
Is this full on Q?
I'm full Q right now.
Full Q.
Full Q. I don't even believe in coronavirus anymore because of Raising Cane's.
So that chip in your arm means nothing.
Yeah, I went through all the effort to get a COVID vaccine. Didn't even get 5G on my cell phone.
So
I
people
keep
out there
waiting for a
listening,
call
though,
from Bill Gates.
so
Haven't gotten one.
you get the box combo.
If
The
you
three-
start listing their menu, I'm logging off of this show. I won't be involved.
All right, I exit out of it. I'm just trying to give the fans.
Look up their menu, people.
Why can I hear myself? What is going on? I think Raising Cane's just blew it up.
They did. Because you know what? Raising Cane's runs the government. It's the only thing that makes sense of why that's a successful business.
It's that it's the government's.
I'll bet they took out one of those PPP loans during coronavirus. I'll bet they got $3 trillion from the federal government, and that's the only way they're making money.
Now that you mention it, they just opened one in a town north of us.
So it's expanding.
Oh yeah, someone I work with was like, "Oh my goodness, we're so excited! Raising Cane's opened up near us. Have you had it? Because they know I live here."
Do me a favor. The next time somebody you're with, I don't care who it is, says, "Hey, we should go check out Raising Cane's," I want you to call me and then put me on speakerphone.
Then I'll get my crossbow and my hat.
And then it'll be great because Steve, let's be honest, you don't want to be around those people anyway, do you?
Well, not now that the government runs Raising Cane's.
Exactly. So then I'll just tell them who they are as a person, and then you'll never have to talk to them again.
And just let them know they're not full Q.
Exactly.
Or Antifa in the Hamptons.
Because if you're eating a Raising Cane's, let's be honest, things are not good for you. in your life.
Like, if you get
Like, you're
chicken
bottoming out.
strips, just do it at Cracker Barrel like an adult.
Or you know what? Go to Dairy Queen.
Or that's what this menu looks like, is like part of Dairy Queen's.
But not even.
But like with the Texas toast, you're like, wait a minute, where have I seen this before?
At least
Oh,
if you go to a Dairy Queen, you're supporting an Indian family who immigrated here rather than some racist redneck Southerner. I'll bet it's Paula Dean. I'll bet Paula Dean runs Raising Cane's. And that fucking sauce is just a stick of butter that Paula Dean put taco seasoning on.
and just let it sit there for a while and then stirred it up.
Yep. That's all shit is.
And I'm telling you, go watch a Kansas football game on TV. That sticker is on their headsets, like the coaches' headset, Raising Cane's.
So really, Kansas was Michigan State before Michigan State, presented by RocketMortgage.com.
But I don't think it was Kansas Jayhawk football represented by Raising Cane's. I think they just sponsored them. I think that was Kansas football's only sponsor.
Why? I know we talked about this on our other podcast. Why would you do that?
Oh, the Michigan State?
The Michigan State thing. Like, you're a big-time university.
Like, do you need that extra money?
They must really be hurting for money.
I mean, it's bad.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Galaxy brain thought here. Didn't they just have to pay out a buttload of money for their sexual assault thing with USA Gymnastics?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe they do need money. Like,
so now they're the Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Like, next, they're going to say that for football, right?
Is it? No, I think it's basketball too.
It's just basketball?
I think it's all sports.
So the next sport coming up we watch them in is football. So when they're on TV, here comes the Michigan State Spartans, represented by Rocket Mortgage.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Presented by Rocket.
Like,
what the hell is going on with the world?
I don't know. Were you one of the people that didn't like when the NBA jerseys got like the little tags?
For like their sponsors or like the other things?
When they first got sponsors.
I didn't care. I think there was one of them that had like 5. Like, and it might have been the All-Star game or something. I don't remember.
That's it. The All-Star game jerseys have a lot of them on there.
That's the only complaint I had. I said, is this NASCAR?
Yeah, I think they're only allowed during games still to have the one sponsorship.
That doesn't bother me because
do you remember there are a lot of people that was like, you can't do this. Like as a Celtics fan, there was a lot of stupid Celtics fans that were like, you don't mess with the jersey.
I get it from that point. Like if it's been that way since God, the 50s, if not more. Yeah. But it's one logo. You see the Nike logo. It's not hurting anything. No, I was not one of those people. I think it was where it was like 5 or something. Like, okay, now we're turning to NASCAR and soccer. No.
Wasn't one of the I know the Kansas City or not Kansas City. There's Oklahoma City Thunder. Theirs is like a gas station. It's Lovey's gas station, which I think is hilarious. Yeah. And then wasn't one of them like Tinder or Bumble?
Oh.
I think it was for a little while and then they changed it.
Oh, see, I don't watch the NBA much. Who was that? I want to say Portland, but I don't think it was Portland.
No. I can't remember, but I remember one of them being like, you're going to regret that.
Well, like, if you listen to Tim Dillon, that Clubhouse thing they get on, he said the person who started Bumble or something got on there and talked. And they agree with, like, restricting what people say on the internet.
I mean, why not?
So maybe that's where it came from. Like, the NBA had on, like, oh, you don't want that.
Let's be honest, Steve. Like, if if somebody tries to restrict our speech on the internet, we could just, it's like the Michael Scott paper company. We'll just make a new paper company
and then they'll buy us
tomorrow.
out,
Yeah.
and then we'll just make another one,
Yeah.
and
And
we'll just keep doing it.
I'll keep making paper companies. I'll keep making podcasts. You can't stop this train. What was that?
We just jumped.
Who just jumped?
See, they're restricting us. You and I both jumped. I like moved my head and I froze and I'm moving. I'm like, wait a minute, we just jumped.
Makes me sick. All
We
these
ain't stopping this
people.
train. We just have to put tinfoil hats on.
What do you think's under this hat?
That's what's holding up the hat. It's
It's
the
all
tinfoil.
tinfoil.
I had a good thought, and then the internet jumped.
So, do you want to talk Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, we can. We talked about Raising Cane's. We talked about. So on my timeline right now, I put 0 minutes to 20 minutes, just ramble. I
Yeah,
don't know.
pretty
Raising
accurate.
Cane's,
Yep.
and jerseys.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a couple things I want to say about Falcon Winter Soldier.
That it's the best.
It's pretty good. It's a nice adjustment from WandaVision that was very like thought provoking, almost more like intellectual. And this is a little bit more like, oh, I can just kind of shut my brain off and watch these people beat each other up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still enough stuff going on. Like that whole, hey, we have a new Captain America.
Oh my God.
That would 100% happen in real life, though. Right? Because, like, people see a figurehead, and then when they're gone, they're like, oh, let's just replace it with the B version.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it? Is the guy a super? He's not a super soldier.
He's just a regular soldier that
is
just
really athletic, I guess.
Right. Like,
he's really athletic, and then his black friend.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sam Wilson when he's Falcon. Like, oh, you're just really good at what you do.
So, okay. Like, Falcon is weirdly cool, even though he doesn't really have superpowers. He's just got sweet wings.
Yeah.
This new guy is just a black guy. Like, they purely were like, hey, here's Captain America and his new black friend.
Yeah, someone said, though, this is going from the comic book. And I can't remember what that guy was a part of. So they're pulling things from the comic book, I think, more now than they did in the movies.
Yeah.
The big question is, has Steve Rogers died?
I think if he hasn't, he's like completely out of the public eye. Like no one knows if he's alive.
But the way they keep referencing him, it's like, is he dead?
I would say so. Because at the end of that movie, he looked pretty frail. Like he looked like Joe Biden trying to climb up into Air Force One.
I did it. I did it. I
By the way,
I beat Trump.
I want that older dude who's a super soldier to beat the hell out of somebody.
That's from the comic book. There was a black Captain America. So there was
also I really like that storyline because it's like so many of these Captain America movies are so like, oh, America's great, America's great. And then like that storyline just reminds you that like, oh yeah, we ain't so great.
Right.
Like, because I could totally have seen that happening.
I like this because it feels like a Captain America movie, like a Marvel Captain America movie is what this feels like. You're right. There's just enough to make you think, but it's not WandaVision where I was like, oh, here's 25 theories.
Yeah.
Which WandaVision, I had my own podcast rant about them. It pissing me off. And it still
I
pisses me
do.
off to this day. We didn't know people were going to come up with these theories. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they knew. Um. Also, I thought it was interesting that for like the first time somebody brought up like, how do you make money?
I like that because Logan said that to me right at the beginning of WandaVision. I think he was like, they haven't talked about what happened in that 5 years of the blimp, like after the snap. Like they haven't discussed what happened in that 5 years. How do people look at these Avengers now? Do they care? How does this work? And then WandaVision, we got glimpses of like it was tough. And then like you just said, oh, we have no resources now. So then I saw a thing was like, was Thanos right? Was
Well,
he right?
okay, I'll die on that hill. I think he was right. In reality, like the planet, and this is not me trying to be a doomsayer, like we'll adapt, we'll overcome. But like we got too many people.
But that was interesting where he was like, well, everybody came back. We can't just give money anymore. Like for
Yeah.
that loan, they're like, and it makes you think like, oh, and then they're talking about food. They're talking about this. Like they don't have it.
And I think I don't know. I really like this story because it's asking real life questions.
Hmm.
Like the thought that an Avenger would walk into a loan like meeting and they refuse to give him a loan.
Well, and then it brought up how do they get paid? Did Tony Stark not pay the Avengers?
He said they were like, well, we live off generosity. Like, who's donating money to Tony Stark for the Avengers? Like, which okay, Sam Wilson should not be that hard off because he was a ex-military member. I'm sure he's collecting a pension. That doesn't make any sense. Plus, he's special forces, so he's highly ranked. Like, none of that makes sense.
Yeah, that part doesn't make sense. But then it's kind of like if you think back, Steve Rogers had a tiny apartment. He talked
Yeah,
about he
but
can't
Steve
afford
Rogers
things.
was also a weird hermit who was 80 years old.
But it brings the question, how do they make money? I just thought the government paid them.
That's what I kind of assumed the whole time. I was like, I would be okay with my tax money going to fund the Avengers.
Or like if they didn't get paid, they're like, oh, here's a place to live for free and here's a car. And that's probably what it was.
Yeah, here's a Ford Focus. Thanks for saving the world.
And here's a half bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony lives in Malibu. Well, Tony has money.
I'm in Malibu, ho. I live on $190 million estate in Rolls Royce estate.
I watched that again this morning. Oh, God. How are you going to sue me? With your lawyer business that you started?
You're not a real lawyer. Um, yeah, I think the new Captain America guy kind of has a punchable face.
That threw me for a loop, even though I saw the trailers for it. Oh, here's the new Captain America. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then when I don't know, just the way he talked, the way he was acting, I know, like, yeah, you're like, I wanted Bucky to just punch him with his arm.
I feel like if Bucky punched him, he would be in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
Like, there's no coming back if because isn't he already basically on parole?
Yeah. Um, yeah, because that his court order is the therapy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I don't like how they're replacing Captain America. I didn't see that coming for this.
part of me wants to believe that he's actually a bad guy. because I'm not going to be on board if I have to deal with like B movie Captain America for the next like round of Marvel superheroes.
Well, Sam and Bucky get the shield back. There was that trailer that shows Sam practicing with the shield. So,
Yeah, but did they just put that in there to throw us off?
well, I was going to say, so it's either they get it back or it's in the past.
Yeah. And the balls of the US government to like, oh, hey, here was this symbol of America that was gifted to Falcon, and then he gives it to the Smithsonian,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, oh, we're just going to give it to this dude.
Well,
He's not just a dude. He won 3 medals of honor or whatever. No.
right. So,
There's more vibranium in the world.
well, the government can't be trusted. So they were talking about the Civil War movie. Who was right? Was it Steve Rogers or Tony Stark? There's times it's
Both.
Tony Stark. Now at this point, it looks like it's Steve Rogers. Like, don't trust them.
Which is funny that Captain America is the one saying don't trust the government.
Right.
When you're literally Captain America.
Well, when your president falls up the stairs,
it's true.
there's a problem.
At least he didn't fall down the stairs.
No,
Because
but
he might have died.
I think Kamala put butter on the steps.
Yeah, we're going deep.
We're gonna go to jail.
I've had a dry cough for like
Oh.
3 days.
Isn't that a COVID symptom?
Yeah.
But you can't get it.
So this little kid was screaming in the grocery store yesterday, and I coughed in his face. It's like, I hope you die.
And then I said, "Here's my Raising Cane's coupons."
Go get yourself some chicken strips. If you're above 10 years old, you're not allowed to eat a Raising Cane's anymore.
If you're above 10 years old.
Anything above 10 years old. The second you turn 11, you shouldn't want to eat at Raising Cane's. It's
take
fucking
your ass
chicken strip. It's chicken strips.
Take your ass to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
And
where
get
at least
yourself-
they respect our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ,
and get a pickle on that damn
And-
piece of chicken.
and they don't serve chicken on Sundays.
And then once you get to 18, you go to Popeyes,
Yep.
compare the damn sandwiches, then be like the rest of us and go to fucking McDonald's.
Exactly. You want a nice chicken sandwich for $1.15. Are they still $1? I think they're still $1.
No, I haven't ate McDonald's since Ben's wedding. After Ben's wedding.
I think because the dollar menu is like the savings menu now.
I think it's called the value menu.
Down here, McChickens are still $1.
I don't know. I honestly haven't ate there since Ben's wedding. Aftermath of Ben's wedding.
You're missing out.
Well,
It's still my hangover food.
if I eat a cheeseburger from McDonald's, I'll gain 2 pounds while someone else gains 0.5 pounds.
Oh, I know. I know. And that's fine because I deal with the same thing. But sometimes you just need that sweet, sweet grease. You know?
Well, I mean, it used to be like when I came down for your 21st, I had
Yeah.
to stop and I literally went through the drive-thru and said, "Okay, I need a McChick or I need a what's their breakfast sandwich? A McGriddle and a bucket of
Uh-huh.
grease."
Yes.
And the lady said, "What?" And I was like, "You heard me."
you know what I want.
And I have to say, the buns for that sandwich were extra greasy, so they got half of it right.
See, they know. They take care of you in Carbondale.
Well, this was Mattoon.
Oh yeah. Did you ever go with me to Beer and Chicken down here?
No, that's one of the things I haven't done.
One of these days, actually, this would have been perfect if you didn't have football. One of these days this summer, you need to be off work on a Wednesday because it's Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go down to
When track's over in June-ish,
Yeah.
when I tell my kids to take a dive and not go to state,
It's like, listen, some things are more important, and Papa Steve's got to go get him some fried chicken. Okay.
and not that Raising Cane shit that you guys are used to up here. I'm talking
Yeah.
about
This is good old fashioned bone in chicken. Oh, and you know what else? Fucking beer and chicken has spicy ranch dressing. Fuck you, Raising Canes.
So we took our happy asses to a wing place and like, this is what we need.
Which, by the way, shout out that wing place. Those wings were awesome.
Crosstown Wings in Naperville. They're delicious.
They had a super attractive waitress.
I went to football and I told the coaches and they told me to fuck off because they love it so much. Guess what I had for lunch today?
Oh yeah,
Crosstown.
sure. I've been talking about it down here all the time. I might come and visit you again just for that.
You grab the wings, come say hi, and then leave. Like, this is all.
Yeah, like, Steve, I came up here to get some wings. I'll see you later. I don't even say hi to you. I'm just like, hey, Christina, I stopped by and get some wings. I'll see you guys.
Are you in Joliet? Yeah, I'm driving back.
Dude, okay. So I didn't take the toll roads back. Again.
Yeah.
Because I refuse. I think the government's tracking my car. So
they are, because you have to go on there and be like, you drove from this spot to this spot.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
That's why I have an iPass.
You think I register my vehicle like some nerd?
You think I pay my car insurance?
What's car insurance?
I don't listen to that Geico or that
Yeah,
Geico.
exactly. So anyway, I end up, I don't know how, but from your house, I ended up in a cornfield like 5 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove like gravel roads all the way from Chicago to Champaign.
There's back roads.
And I was like, I even was looking on my phone, it was like, reroute me to the interstate. And they're like, it's not possible.
There are some back roads because Larry took them because his grandparents lived in Joliet. So there's back roads, like full on back roads. And if I tell people up here what a back road is, they're like, oh, is that Raising Canes? I'm like, no. No, a back road is gravel where you can't see even with your brights on.
Exactly. And you come up on a train track crossing and ramp your car.
And
which
ramp
is
your
an
car.
88 Oldsmobile Cutlass, and you think you're going to die.
Or you cram 8 people in your car and 3 which weigh 300 pounds. Well, not
bottoming
me.
out.
2. I didn't weigh that much. 2 people making a car go 88 when it should only go 60.
Yes, it was, be honest, 60 was about the top end for the old tempo.
If I got to 65, it didn't shake, but it started to be like, what are you doing?
Oh, I remember.
So going to Champaign, I could be like, okay, we can do it.
Yeah.
When you got to
that was before the speed limit was 70.
That was before the speed limit was 70. That thing would be screwed if it was 70.
Oh, it would have fallen apart.
Oh, the wheel would have fell off.
Which would have been great.
Because one time the wheel was like this, and I just drove it to school.
Yep. Just good times. Good times. Remember you had like the best parking spot on earth? It was right next to the gym.
Yeah, I had like number 3 or number 4.
Yeah.
Like right by the door.
No, it was number 4. Remember? Because it was yellow. And I was like, you fucking Brett Favre parking pass.
Oh, yeah. And it was like the last one on the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you could break that door open if it was locked.
So you could break into the gym late at night.
Yeah. And when maintenance was like, why is this door beat up? We don't know.
No clue. So people, like dumb high schoolers, just stabbing at it with their keys.
Let's just put it this way. Your security system, not great. It's not great.
I'm sure it's better now. I have to assume they would have fixed that.
I mean, they have air conditioning now.
They do.
Which is horse shit. while we sat
I
there
don't
and
know.
died.
Like,
At least I did.
oh yeah, no one felt good. And then your teacher's trying to talk, and there's 7 fans going. You
Yeah,
can't
you got
hear.
windows open and semis driving by, and
Yeah,
then you hear PE outside, and you're like, I'd rather be out there.
exactly.
Or
Watching Andy Rutledge hit somebody with a fucking, well, no, get hit with a lacrosse stick and then break somebody's jaw.
or driving the four wheeler for Denhart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or
I got
just
yelled
taking
at.
a nap.
Yeah,
Did that a
and
couple times.
I yelled at for the four wheeler thing.
No, I mean,
I think by
everyone.
Ludwig. The one time she drove around.
Yeah, the one time she was there.
Well, if she was, she just went straight to the door. She didn't drive around. She just went straight for that. Let's park
Yeah.
in front of the school.
She just collected her like $130,000 a year to be the principal of Oakwood High, or the superintendent, right? No, the principal. She was the principal, making like $130,000 a year. And I think in the entire time I was in that high school, I saw her once, maybe twice.
And we all answered to Mr. Lee instead.
Well, yeah, because he was really in charge. Like he was running it for
And he
about,
was only the athletic director.
yeah.
It was like, we're gonna go to Mr. Lee. Then you come to schools up here, there's a principal, assistant principal, another assistant principal, a dean for this, a dean for that, then a dean over here, then the athletic director, then the
Makes me
assistant athletic director,
nerds.
and the superintendent, assistant superintendent, then the superintendent for communications. That's a brand new job that was created. They probably make 100.
Superintendent for communications.
Yep, that was just
What is that
created.
job? What do they do?
It was just created. It literally was just made and posted.
Are you gonna apply for it?
I might apply for the. Then they created a secretary spot for. I'm like, I can do that one.
No, you should apply for the superintendent of communications. And they were like, sir, you're not qualified. You're like, you didn't tell anyone what the job was. I'm qualified.
This job was created 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And then, you know what? Here's what you do. You apply. They bring you in to tell you you don't qualify. You take out some Raisin Canes. But what you do is poison it. Right?
So
Because
I buy it as is.
if they're garbage enough people that they're eating fucking Raisin Canes, they deserve to die anyway.
So just buy
Right?
it as is.
Yeah, so this is how we do an insurrection for the school that you work at. Okay. It's going to be me, you, and Tim Dillon. And we're going to rename it Full Q High School.
We need to tweet at him every day.
And Alex Jones teaches every class.
Oh, God.
And then PE, we bring in Joe Rogan once a week.
And gives them shrooms?
Yes. And they go on an ayahuasca retreat. It's a very forward-thinking high school.
I want to tweet at Tim Dillon every day until he comes on here.
He's never going to do that.
But I feel like he'll just block you.
He will. He will 100% block you, Steve. Don't do that.
But I kind of want to. We got to
because he's really funny on Twitter. Like you don't want to lose that.
I really don't. It's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe once a week. I'm not going to go full on Michigan.
By the way, I saw that you shot your shot with getting Brett Bielema on the podcast.
I do that once. I need to do that like every other day.
It was just straight tagging him. Like, hey, Brett.
And then I love, if he ever agrees, he'll hop on here and be like, I'm only fucking doing this so you'll leave me alone.
We actually, we got to talk Illinois football stuff on the next podcast. Did you see the thing about Coach Hawthorne?
I did.
That's fucked.
Like,
and it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I need to look more at it.
Yeah, like I didn't really understand the rule, which we'll talk about that later. But
because now that Illinois basketball's over, I'm just like, okay, let's look at
Did you like that meme I sent you?
Oh, I loved it. I started laughing.
Yeah.
I was trying to reread it again, and I was like, oh, I get it. And I started laughing.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of myself. I didn't talk shit about Michigan. I was very proud.
No, listen, they made the Elite Eight. Like,
Let's just
He
put it
had a
this
good
way.
run.
I went to bed, and then I woke up, and I was like, "Oh, they lost."
Yeah.
But Nathan had a good point. I should have said something about them building a statue of Juan Howard.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Like, I've said some bad things about Matt on this podcast. Not this podcast, but our podcast.
Right.
Because I disagree with some stuff that he says about sports. What he was saying was like, you put a statue up for him because he made it to the Elite Eight with his big man being hurt, one of his starting five being out, and a point guard who just decided to quit creating offense. So, like, if you take it out of context and say, like, oh, Juwan Howard deserves a statue, like, yeah, that looks bad. But he was saying it as a joke.
Well, yes, and that's why if he can subtweet at us, I can do it to him. So I was going to.
True. Okay.
But I was going to do something witty of like a Tim Dillon thing where I say something nice about Michigan, then something bad, something nice, and end it with something. But then I started to think about it, and I was like, you know what? I just don't want to have the energy. I just don't feel like it. Because then that one fuck face would come on and say something. Not Matt, but the other one. Matt, I think, could handle some banter.
Yeah, the
other guy would just say, bro, hold on, bro.
Wait, is that guy from Clifton Central too?
No, Michigan.
No, I mean, but like, where did you meet that guy?
He just followed me probably from the podcast. I never talked to him. And then like, now like, then there's another coach I talked to. He lives in the city. He's from Michigan. He went to Michigan. He has his YouTube channel, Flexbone 101. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
He's from Michigan. So one day after we all said something and I said something, he said something back to me and I said, oh, wait a minute. You're knowledgeable. You could have an intelligent conversation. I need to shut up. He may come on Friday again.
Really?
And I'll have to tell him, it's not, when I say Michigan fans, it's not him. He's very knowledgeable. Like, he straight up tells me, like, told me before, like, Michigan football's terrible. Like, he'll straight up tell me that. Like,
they're not in a good place.
Like, he's honest about it. So I feel like when he comes on, if he brings up what we've said, I'll be like, hey, listen, we just poke fun. Then there's some people that just are idiots.
Here's the thing. Like, I'll take good-natured ribbing about the University of Illinois.
Well, we've had practice.
I mean, we deserve a lot of it because we've been trash for the better part of a decade in every sport that people care about.
Mm-hmm.
Been really good at men's golf.
The baseball team's picking up the past couple of years.
Yeah. But see, no one cares.
Right. They want football, basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a great golf team.
Yeah, really good golf team. And also gymnastics. We're good at gymnastics.
And track.
Track, yeah. John
Davis.
Former Oakwood High School alumnus.
So we had Falcon the Winter Soldier, and then at 44 minutes, I just put random Illini Raising Canes again.
The last thing, she's like, Brad's still talking about Raising Canes.
That tagging is actually, it's hard and easy at the same time. It's hard because I have to write it down now because I'm not going to go back and listen to it. But then once I put it up there, you just click on it and it goes to that spot. I was like, oh.
That's cool.
That's really cool. I had to Google it and I was like, oh. But then I realized, I was like, for these type of podcasts, it don't work.
Yeah. But for like the one we do, the actual like talking sports one.
Yeah, that will work perfectly.
That makes sense. Especially during football season when we've got like bullet points of shit we're going to talk about.
Well, and if Illinois is any good this year.
Yeah. Like, what are we going to do over the summer?
That's what I don't know because baseball starts tomorrow, but I'm like, bless it. Like, is baseball that exciting to do it every?
Oh, damn it. I've got to pay my fantasy baseball league dues.
Yeah, baseball starts tomorrow.
Yeah. I drafted. Are you playing fantasy baseball?
I haven't done that in years. That's so hard. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm no good at it, but I'm in a league with a good group of dudes, so I do it. It's the way I look at it, it's like a $60 investment to
4 or
Have
5
fun.
years ago was the last time I did it. I just don't pay attention. Like,
Yeah.
fantasy football, I even space out on. Like,
Hey, what the fuck's the deal with the Cubs not wanting to pay your boy Rizzo?
I stopped looking at the Cubs a few months ago, but they're
They're
offering half the money of other people, and I'm like, "What
yeah.
is wrong?" They claim there's money issues. The Cubs, money issues.
Who
Yeah,
is it? The Ricketts? The Ricketts own
yeah.
them, right?
So, you know how hard it is
Bullshit.
to be fans of Cubs with the Ricketts family and then the Bears with the McCaskies? You know how hard that is?
I mean, yeah, that's rough.
Like, thank God for the Colts swooping in, except Carson Wentz keeps me up at night because I talk so much shit. See, I knew that was going to happen. I talk so much shit on one of my podcasts, and then he goes to the Colts. No, I don't
Yeah.
know why they're not going to pay Rizzo. Like, I love how Rizzo just stopped the talks. He saw the offer and was like, I'm done.
And didn't he walk out? They like
Yeah.
showed him the number and he just got up and walked out.
Yeah, he said he's ending the conversation. Logan has a podcast he talked about. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was on my because when I'm at work, I listen to like podcasts in the background,
Mhm.
and it's on my list. I'll probably hit it tomorrow.
I'll probably listen to it. Logan, if you ever listen to this, I'm going to listen to that before our football game. I'll listen to it on the drive over. I'm usually listening. I re-listen to Tim Dillon's, and I need to stop. There's some of his that's funny at the beginning, and then it just tapers off.
Yeah.
So I just scroll through and pick one. I like how it used to be called Tim Dillon is Going to Hell. Have you seen like the intro for that one?
Uh-huh.
It's a
It's
South
like
Park
South
drawing.
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like in hell with everybody. And I'm like, this
Mhm.
is perfect.
Yeah.
And he used to interview people, but some of the people I don't know. So I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
His
That's Joe Rogan.
Candace Owen interview was so funny.
Oh, I love I have new parents now. Candace Owens and Joe Rogan. My new mother and father.
Oh my god. I think my favorite part of that whole one is when he starts singing the song.
That was actually pretty. I'm not going to
It
repeat
was
it.
kind of a banger.
It was, and it goes on for like what 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's like an
He's
actual song.
he does a couple of those on some of his. He's pretty good,
Yeah.
but that one I can't repeat what he said.
Yeah, no.
Like I wish I could say those things.
I mean, you can, just don't expect to be employed for very much
Well,
longer.
I'm saying he can because he makes $100,000 a month from Patreon,
On Patreon, yeah.
and that's not counting all the sponsors.
Wouldn't that be? Which, by the way, the way he treats his sponsors cracks me up.
Some are really good. The days where he's like on point, they're hilarious. Then the days where you could tell he doesn't want to read them.
Yeah,
Those are still just as funny, but it's just like you don't care about these people.
yeah. Uh, I still think the fucking what's the name of the underwear? Sheath.
Yeah, sheath
Sheath
underwear.
underwear. He's like, I don't know how this guy's not in prison for war crimes. But he came back, he made underwear, and they're really nice.
And he likes the podcast. So,
So go buy his underwear.
did you hear the one? I just listened to it today. There's some supplement company that he read for, and he he read the script, and he go at the end of the script, like everything goes, guys, this is literally the script. It basically says, "Are you tired of being a fucking fat ass, pussy ass, like whatever?" And you think it's him, but then you watch the YouTube part. He's like literally reading it off the screen, and he goes, "Guys,
Oh
I'm
my
literally
God.
reading this off the screen." And then he goes, "But I love the shirt they sent me that said defund the media. I love the shirt."
Oh man.
And he goes, "I take their supplements they give me, and it works. See?" And he goes, "Do you just want to fucking kill yourself because you're overweight, like that type of stuff?" And it's not him; it's the actual
It's
people.
bad.
And you're like, "Oh."
I've got coronavirus.
Oh, it's terrible. See, I didn't get the cough.
That I just think I've got some allergies going on.
Well, if your weather is anything like our weather, I would be.
It's not. We live on opposite ends of the
It
state.
was 28 degrees at one point
Oh
today.
no.
My heat clicked on.
It's gonna dip down to like 40 tonight.
Oh my God. Tomorrow, a high of 38. So when kickoff time rolls around,
It's gonna be a blast, Steve.
yesterday was 68 degrees and then today was 28.
Yeah, it's that stupid part of the year where like the weather can't decide what it's gonna do.
Well, then we get the lake.
Lake effect.
Not here in Naperville as much, but at Addison I do because it's closer to the city.
Yeah.
The wind gust was 55 miles an hour the other day.
Gross.
It takes our agility bags and blows them across the field.
That is really gross. That sucks.
And then driving home in it, that takes me off the road.
Yeah, I have to. So, like my drive to work's east west, and like all of our wind down here is north south. So I drive a Jeep. So half the time I'm driving down the road with the wheel like this, just trying to keep it on the
Well, on
miserable.
88 with the 4 lanes, I'm in the farthest lane because I don't want to get blown into somebody. And I'm in
Yeah.
that Ford Focus. I'm like, well, here we go. Tim Dillon's going to hell. That's what I'm thinking. Like, this is what's happening.
Yeah. I have started, like, I can't listen to Tim Dillon on my way to work because it just kind of puts me in a bad mood because he's so angry all the time. Like, I find I just start my day angry. Like, my day makes no sense. I start it with like very calming, soothing yoga. And then as soon as the yoga's over, I turn on Tim Dillon screaming about the economy for an hour.
I go to work and I listen to either football ones or Joe Rogan. And then when I'm going to like football, I listen to Tim Dillon. It's very strange.
Yeah.
And I don't
All
know
right.
why. And then it's
I've
so
started, like, I try to listen to music on my way to work now.
well, my drive is 8 minutes to work to school.
Oh, yeah.
I get so
Like,
mad because I watch these. I'm like, oh, I gotta say this to Brad, and then I just watch too many of them. I'm like, I can't remember what he said anymore
mhm.
because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because it's dark humor. Nathan needs to listen to it.
He says all the stuff that like I would want to say, but I'm not articulate or smart enough to really like put it together.
Did you watch the one where he's watching his friend's dog and like the first? Oh, I think it's hilarious. You have to watch the YouTube video. It's his old studio, and he goes, "Now, if you see us keep looking down, and you see something, apparently, like a week ago or so, I told my friend I watched their dog, and I forgot because fuck them." And he was like, "Now we have Duncan here, and it's like a bulldog."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see the way that his Kurt behind him waving, and he like starts kicking at him. He's like, "You need to stop!" And then he goes, "Oh, the thing's gonna go down. I'm gonna get him." So he bends down to pick him up. All of a sudden, the curtain falls on them. He picks him up and puts him on the table. He goes, "Sit, sit, stop, sit down, please sit." And then he's like, "Oh, he's talking about Cuties, that documentary Cuties." He's like, "Here's the director of Cuties," and then he goes. Then he's on the table doing stuff, and he's starting to hit all their stuff, and he brings up 9/11, and so then the dog he gets off. He goes, "We're gonna talk about 9/11, Duncan. This is not for you. You need to go." So they put him on the floor, and they're talking. And then finally goes, "Ben, get him out of here." He goes, "You're out of here. You can't handle the responsibility of being here during the podcast. We're talking about 9/11. Get the fuck out." And he's wearing like a 9/11 shirt.
Oh my god.
That somebody sent him. Like, here's a 9/11 shirt. Then he talked about 9/11. He said where he was, and he goes, "You know what I did? I was coked out of my mind. I stood up and said, 'This is an inside job.'"
Yeah. Dude's messed up.
Have you watched him on the Honeydew podcast?
Yeah.
That one's a good one. There's
He was
two of
really
them.
good. He was really good on Your Mom's House too.
That one and the Fighter and Kid or something.
Fighter and the Kid.
He's on that one.
You ever? This is literally just us going back and forth, being like, "Did you see? Did you see?" This is the worst podcast.
We talked about Falcon the Winter Soldier for like 5 minutes.
This podcast is right up there with Raising Cane's right now.
Is that what this title is going to be? Should I just title this episode "Raising Cane's"?
You probably should, because that's about as slapdick as it is. Like if you're, this episode is this is the podcasting equivalent of what Raising Cane's does to the American palate.
I'm going to get 2 listeners. One's going to be from me, and one's probably going to be from Nathan.
And I'm going to hate listen to this.
So there's 3. So we'll have 3.
And remind myself, like we serve chicken strips at work, and I might go in tomorrow and throw them all away.
So you have to look at applesauce because of us talking about applesauce. And now you have to look at chicken strips.
Yeah, I'm living in my own personal hell.
Oh my God.
It's not funny, Steve.
I think it's hilarious.
I'm at the end of my rope here.
Because you're going to video chat me one day from Juliet in the cornfield saying that you stopped here to get wings. And I'm going to say, yeah, I was driving down 59 and Raising Cane's was on fire. And you're like, I have no idea how that happened.
And then I send you a picture of me just holding a tiki torch.
Are you in an Airbnb? Yeah, I'm with 2 lesbians.
I love these Gatorade bottles.
Yeah, I have one of those.
It makes me feel athletic.
I have one of those, and I wanted to get a different one because I've had mine for like 2 years. God, these brand new ones are $20.
What?
Like not those.
This
but
was
those,
$7.
No, like at Meijer, they have those fancy ones where it has that, but then you could flip it up, and it's an actual bottle after you flip it up.
Why are you getting the fancy one?
No, I just was like, oh, Meijer, I can get one cheap. Oh, it's $20. I'm gonna go to Dick's Sporting Goods and get one for $7.
Yeah. $7 hairs, and you feel like an athlete, even though you've done nothing to deserve it.
Yeah, I carry that around school. Because you're not allowed to get water at school, so you have to bring your own. So
exactly.
I bring like 6 water bottles.
I tried to kill 4 of these a day.
I used to carry around the water gallon jug, and then I switched back to the bottles.
I don't think you're allowed to do that if you like bench press under 300 pounds.
Well,
like if you bench press under 300 pounds and you walk around with a water jug, there's a 100% chance you eat at Raising Cane's.
But what if you look like you can bench?
Doesn't matter. I think you physically have to do it.
What if I do it, but I bounce it off my chest, arch my back, and use a Smith machine?
How do you bounce it off your chest? Yeah, that still counts.
All right, well, then I'll carry around a water jug.
Yeah, so then you don't have to eat Raising Cane's.
No, I'm never going to look at Raising
Cane's.
You know
who eats Raising Cane's? Fake Captain America.
Fake Captain America. What's his name?
There's a Raising Cane's sticker on the inside of that shield now.
Are we going back to Marvel now? We're going to go back.
I'll bet it is. Like this
What's
has
his
been
name?
Steve, this has been a very successful Marvel podcast. And if you try to tell me I'm not a better Marvel co-host than Logan Lee, you fucking eat Raising Cane's. How about that?
Logan's is the PG version. This is the X version.
No, because I'm telling it how it is, Steve.
That's why this is the X.
Some people on this earth deserve to be alive, and some people fucking eat Raising Cane's.
This is Marvel After Dark. This is DC. This is DC Universe.
Yes, exactly. Which, by the way, how do all those movies suck?
So I've talked to Logan. I do not watch DC movies. Like after the Batman trilogy, I have not watched another one.
You didn't watch Justice League?
No, I have not even watched those Superman movies. I haven't seen Batman versus Superman.
You didn't watch Aquaman?
No, I was so far behind on Marvel. Because remember when you told me about Doctor Strange in like 2016, but I was so far behind that I just didn't care. And then I was like, I have to get back into Marvel. So I was getting back into Marvel. I said, I don't have time for DC. And then DC's on HBO, which I don't have, and so it's like I can't watch these. I'm not gonna go buy them.
Yeah. You don't
Uh,
have Amazon Prime?
yeah, some are on there and some aren't.
Yeah.
But then like the Snyder cut just comes out, so people are asking me like, "Have you watched it?" I'm like, "No." One, I don't have
It's
HBO.
it's fucking 4 hours long.
Like the only time I'm gonna watch something that long is Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. That's the only thing that's worth that amount of time.
Yes.
Was the extended cut of Return of the King,
Yes.
where they actually go and fight at the gates of Mordor.
Oh, remember the PS2 video game that was like on point with the
Oh my
movie?
god. Yes. And you got to pick your character. It was like you always got to pick.
And it went actually exactly how the movie went.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the best Lord of the Rings game.
And some of those levels were like, it didn't matter how good you were, it was like 50-50, you would die.
Right. That it was like not realistic, but then kind of was. Like, here's how it happened in the movie, so you have to do this.
Yeah.
No, I have. How does DC suck? I don't know. So this, what's the new one that just has kind of come out? Suicide Squad.
They're doing another Suicide
Yeah,
Squad
the trailer just came out yesterday.
because I've never seen that one.
James Gunn did this movie.
Oh, really? Okay, I might watch that then.
I saw some of the
Because he was
trailer.
the Marvel guy, right?
Yeah, he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, now I'm in.
Well, that's what I was thinking to myself. I saw part of the trailer and I was like, "Oh, this is DC's version of Guardians of the Galaxy." Like these
It kind of is. Yeah.
ragtag group of people with these strange creatures. I'm like, "Oh, so this is Guardians of the Galaxy." Is DC ripping off Marvel and doing this? Like they do the Justice League Snyder cut because of Endgame and Infinity War. I'm like, is DC copying?
Yeah.
And you're trying to save yourself by getting The Rock to play Black Adam?
It's called Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who has an energy drink out now that I have to go get.
You have an unhealthy obsession with that man.
Until I saw the price of energy drinks, I was like, no. $30 for 12 of them.
But the real point of this, I think all this, is that I'm going to burn down Racing Canes. I'm going to burn it to the ground. It shouldn't be allowed to exist, Steve.
No, but really, I'm just going to blow up their car.
No, hear me out. I have the freedom of speech to be able to say this. Because it's jokes. I'm not actually going to do it. But there's a good chance the Raisin Cane's next to you. It might blow up. There's a lot of flammable shit in there, Steve.
There's grease. Wires.
Chicken.
Texas toast.
Fucking
expired ranch.
You're thinking some of that fucking toast can't catch on fire?
You wonder, I think that expired ranch would catch on fire.
I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. They're almost asking to be burned down.
And hopefully the new Captain America's inside.
And you know what? They could put the fire out with their menus if it contained more than 3 things. But it doesn't.
It doesn't even fit a brochure.
It doesn't, Steve. And people say, like, yeah, we're trying to save the trees by not having a big menu. Fuck those trees. What's that tree ever done for you?
There's been plenty of time to plant trees during quarantines.
You know what? Like, I get it. Chicken strips are good, but patties exist. Pork is a thing.
But
Let's just fucking branch out.
But see, it's called Raising Cane's. So what else can you do with chicken?
Or you know what? Honey mustard exists. Barbecue.
Baked chicken.
Get fucking baked chicken.
I'm trying to
some un-American bullshit you're saying right there.
But see, with their name, the Raising Cane's, Raising Chickens, what else are you going to do with chicken?
Insurrection.
Or should they just not be a thing?
It just shouldn't be a thing. It should.
I
Basically,
think
what
that's
I'm
what
trying
this
to say.
come down to is they should
What I'm
exist.
trying to say is that the new Captain America is Raising Cane's.
So
The
yeah,
old Captain America is Chick-fil-A
this is a
slash
good
Popeyes.
comparison.
Yeah. Okay. And if we're just gonna let Marvel get away with trying to feed us fucking Raising Cane's, I might be done with Marvel. I might be a DC guy now.
And his name is John Walker.
Texas Ranger.
John Walker, Texas Ranger.
Now, if they did that, now I'm in.
Now you're back.
I'm reeled back in.
Now you're full Q.
Full Q, fully back in. Because if like next episode, for some reason, he's not even dressed up as Captain America. He's just wearing 90s denim and roundhouse kicking bad dudes and driving a Dodge pickup truck in Texas. Buddy, I'm back in.
Back in, no more DC.
Yeah, no, then I'm out on DC again.
What if he drives by a Raising Cane's, though?
I swear to God, I think Raising Cane's is going to be in this show.
I don't know if Raising Cane's is that big.
And Steve, if it is, we're done. Like, Marvel's over because I'll blow it up.
No, but really, I'm going to set it on fire.
I'm
going to set it on fire.
I'm going to set it on fire. I'm going to find Captain America's shield and I'm going to destroy it. Because that's what Raising Cane's is doing to American values.
Wouldn't it be funny if there was like a sticker underneath the shield?
That's what I just fucking said that, Steve.
I know, but like the more I think about it, like that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, they're hiding subliminal messaging to be like, oh, hey, you could go somewhere good to eat, or you could get a fucking goddamn chicken strip because you're 8 years old. And this country never forced you to grow up at all, so you eat at fucking Raising Cane's.
And then they would put horns on.
And then
paint their face.
Worship the devil.
And worship the devil. And kill people at night in California.
Yes. I think we've gotten to what really is behind this next grouping of Marvel superheroes.
Is Raising Cane's.
No, it's the devil.
It's the devil. Mephisto.
Raising Cane's got us there.
But it's Mephisto.
Yes.
Speaking of which, who's the first coming
shows
back?
up. Mephisto shows up. And he's like, hey, y'all want some chicken strips? I don't know why it sounds like this. We want some fucking cane sauce?
What, the devil and who was it on South Park? The devil and
Saddam Hussein.
And Saddam Hussein show up.
That's just it.
You guys want some cane sauce?
I feel so much cooler holding the mic like this.
I was gonna say you look like you're ready to go. Like,
yeah.
Full Q doesn't even describe.
I haven't even begun to peek within the queue yet, Steve.
Anyway, I found one of my answers to my question.
What's that?
I was trying to find the timeline of this Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Because WandaVision takes place 3 weeks after Endgame. Falcon the Winter Soldier takes place 6 months. And then Spider-Man Far From Home, not even the new one that's come out yet, takes place 8 months. So the one you haven't seen, that Far From Home, is 8 months after. So WandaVision and Falcon the Winter Soldier take place before that even.
I have a question. So, like, during the blip, like, obviously children were in school, right? If you come back and say, like, you had a friends group of, like, 5 people, none of them blipped, but you did, are you in their grade?
Watch Far From Home, that question,
It comes up.
because they're back in school. Spider-Man comes back, he goes back to school,
Yeah.
and they go on this trip, and somebody's like, "I can drink beer," and they're like, "No, you can't." He goes, "Well, I didn't blimp. I'm 21 now," but he still had to go to school because school, like, wasn't a thing.
During those 5 years, there was just no school.
I think that's what happened. I've only seen the movie once. I'm not big on the Spider-Man ones, like,
Oh, see, I love Tom Holland.
I like him.
Spider-Man.
What was the first one? Homecoming? It just didn't hook me.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked who was the villain in that? Who played the villain? It was the guy who used to play Batman.
Yeah, I liked him, and he's gonna be this is where I'm getting confused. What's that movie coming out later on that got delayed? There's a movie where it shows him in it. God bless it.
Oh. I thought it was good Batman.
Oh, yeah, he's supposed to be Batman again in the DC world.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's reported to be in something as Batman.
Like super old Batman?
I think, like I said, I don't keep up with DC, but I know he was it's proven he's even shown it, like, he's supposed to be Batman.
Have you watched The Killing Joke?
No.
Dude.
Michael
It is,
Keaton.
yeah, Michael Keaton. The Killing Joke's messed up. It's an R-rated cartoon.
Morbius. I'm listening to you, but the one's called Morbius. And it's a Marvel thing. And it's like a horror one.
Oh. Interesting.
And at the end of the movie, it shows the guy who's Morbius, and it shows Michael Keaton turn around, and it's that character from Spider-Man Homecoming. He's like out of jail.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know what that leads into. Biochemist Michael Morbius tries to cure himself of a rare blood disease, but he inadvertently infects himself with a form of vampirism instead.
So he's
And then, and then in this background, it shows a picture of Spider-Man, and across Spider-Man is it says murderer. But you have to watch Spider-Man Far From Home to figure out why. That movie is going to be like the threshold of Marvel, I have a feeling. Like Logan told me I need to watch it before WandaVision. Just because
it's just annoying to me that like all of the Marvel movies are in one place,
besides that,
but Spider-Man.
because Sony,
It's stupid. Like
It
you're
is
gonna tell me
stupid.
Disney can't fork over the rights,
I don't think Sony wants to give them up.
then buy Sony.
I don't think they can.
I think they can.
Maybe.
Old Papa Disney has got the money.
I mean, if they can own Star Wars,
Yeah, they own everything else.
they bought Fox.
Don't they own HBO?
No, because DC movies go there.
I don't know. They own something insane. It's like, why do you own that? They own ESPN.
Mhm.
They own sports, Steve.
I don't know if Sony will let them buy them out because of Spider-Man.
I don't know.
Sony wants to stay relevant. They want to stay woke, and like Spider-Man.
They're like, hey, we're still hip. Hey, what's up, fellow children?
You want some chicken strips?
You want to go get some fucking Raising Canes?
That's what I'm titling this when we're done. I'm going to put Raising Canes. I'm horrible at come up with titles, so I need something.
I did notice you started to like title your episodes. I like that.
Well, I'm horrible at it though. Like for us, you, me, and Nathan, I was like, oh, talking sports, because I'm like, we talk about everything. Besides when we did basketball, then I said Illini basketball.
No, but you like pick a stupid thing that you talked about during the podcast, and that's like the title of the show. Yeah. Which is perfect for those episodes with you, me, and Nathan, because we go so off the rails, just like picking off the rails thing.
Because I could title it like everything we've ever talked about, and the title will go on forever.
Yeah.
So this one just feels like Raising Canes.
Yeah, like we've had a podcast before that you should have just titled Royal Donut and Sports.
Royal Donut, Danville, and Sports.
I would just say Royal Donut and just leave it at that. No explanation, and it's 4 hours long.
And we only say the word twice.
Yeah, exactly. But
Like you'll never know why it's Royal Donut.
it just is. It's Royal Donut.
But yes, there's your Marvel timeline. I was trying to figure it out.
That I don't know. I'm still like I haven't gotten my bearing for the new Marvel yet, which I know it's still brand new. And I'm gonna feel better when there are actual movies.
That's why we don't have bearings right now, because all
Yes.
movies would have been out by now.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm kind of happy we're getting like our toes into the water with this instead of just jumping in. Because wouldn't it have been like the full Black Widow?
We would have had Black Widow. We would have had Eternals, I think. We would have had Shang-Chi come out. WandaVision would have been out. Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to come out after Black Widow.
And I've seen zero marketing for Eternals.
They just delayed everything again.
I know. But you would think they would market it. Like, I've at least seen the marketing for Black Widow.
Because it's been done. Like, they were filming Eternals before. I think they're done filming it. They're just not done with everything else.
Yeah.
Marvel original releases. Let's see if I can figure out what we would have had. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Jackasses. No.
You're bad at this.
I'm not Jamie.
Yeah, I was about to say you're like fucking Nadav from your mom's house.
Oh, this is giving me like full-blown, full queue mode.
Are you on the full queue Google?
Oh, this wasn't the original. Was it? No, this is not. Fuck off. I don't know. We were supposed to have a lot.
Yeah, but we're not because everything's canceled forever.
Loki's supposed to come June 11th. Black Widow is going to come out July 9th to theaters and Disney Plus. But you have to pay for it. Shang-Chi is going to come out September 3rd. The Eternals is going to come out November 5th. Spider-Man will be December 17th.
Ooh. I don't want to wait till December.
The one I care about the most is Doctor Strange, March 25th.
We've got to wait over a year.
Less than a year now. A couple of days less than.
No, I'm on the full queue schedule. There's an extra.
Oh, so full year.
Yes.
But you'll have.
It's QAnonuary.
Then Thor, Love and Thunder. How's that coming out May 6th already? I thought that was later.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty early on in the release schedule.
Yeah, that'll come out. Did you see Russell Crowe will be on that movie?
Fighting around the world.
He said he casted him.
For what?
They didn't say. He's just casted. And then Christian Bale's in it too.
Ooh, I get talked into that.
He's gonna be a villain.
I do love Christian Bale.
He's gonna be a villain.
Even better.
And Christian Hemsworth is huge because he's working out to play Hulk Hogan in a movie.
He's gonna be Hulk Hogan in a movie.
So in this Thor movie, he's huge because he's been working out for that.
That's awesome.
So they said he's the biggest he's been.
I like Fat Thor.
That's the best. I want to know, how did he go from Fat Thor to like Hulk Hogan status?
I want to believe it's like he worked out twice and then he's skinny again. Because he's
Well,
a god. He can do whatever he wants.
I thought in Endgame when the lightning struck him and he was getting the hammer and the axe, I thought he would just go back to being normal.
It would be funny if the second he held the axe, he was just like,
Then when he dropped, and every time he dropped it, he just became Fat Thor again. Like when Thanos
yeah.
hit out of his hand, it was just plop.
That
And
was
then a
just
Raising Cane sticker on his stomach. A tattoo. The hat flip was the best right there.
It's not funny, Steve.
Like, listen here.
We don't joke around about restaurants that are ruining this country.
But anyway,
fucking Raising Canes. Makes me sick. To think there are people that spend money on that.
it's busy all the time. Like,
I've officially morphed into my mother. I'm like, there's no hope for this country.
there's no hope for this country.
Like, if I don't want to exist in a world that Raising Canes exists in.
But what about with the flag smashers that just want the world to be like it was when Thanos snapped his fingers?
You know what? Back to real life stuff right now. Real life fake stuff. I fully believe like I would be in that group of people. Like if you're a person who didn't get snapped away, right?
Right.
Think about it this way. Cost of gas is going to plummet. There's going to be housing. Homeless crisis, over.
Well, what did they say? They said during the blimp, there was no borders.
Yeah, because you have to like communicate with each other to survive. Because you got to think like half of all of the smart people in the world are gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the people who actually take care of shit, like, do you know how to run a power grid? I don't. So you got to think they probably had to import somebody from somewhere. Figure that out.
Well, because I love how they're doing this because now people are like, was Thanos right? Like, did he have a point?
He was. And you want to know the 50% of people that got blipped? They all ate Raising Canes.
People are going to stop listening. Like, okay, they said this like 55 times. We're done. Or, you know what we've just done? People are going to Google it. And so Raising Cane's CEO is going to look at it like, our Google search has gone up. We just help their business.
Listen, if you listen to this podcast and you eat Raising Canes, don't bother listening again.
No, but really, I'm going to blow your car up.
I'll blow your car up.
And you know this is going to continue on Sunday.
Oh, my hatred for Raising Canes will never end.
No, we're going to be doing like the draft or whatever, and I'm going to be like, oh, with this pick, I'm going to take the Kansas Jayhawk from Raising Canes. I'm going to hear you say to go fuck yourself. Like, something's going to happen.
I'll just quit. I'll quit mid-draft.
We're going to come back to the main screen. It's just me and Nathan. Where'd Brad go? Why is there a fire down the street?
You do that, you just hear an explosion.
Should I call you? Do I hear like wind? Is your windows down? Are you driving? No, I'm fine.
No, whatever. You hear a bunch of sirens.
Why are you sweating? I was watching Cops.
I'm not sweating. You're sweating.
I was watching Cops.
Now I'm on an episode of Cops. Running from it.
Well, if you turn to channel 12, you'll find out where I'm at.
Oh, shit. All right.
The red Bronco, not OJ's white Bronco, would be the red one.
Red Bronco.
Full red, full Q.
Full Q, red Bronco.
There'll be a Q on your tire cover, is what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. I need to hop out of here because we've spent way too long talking about a thing that I hate and nowhere near enough time talking about Marvel.
We'll just do it again on Friday.
It's true. Do it up again. This has been fun though, Steve. Thanks for
until you hop off and you're like, this was a waste of my fucking time. Now my heart rate's up.
Yeah, now I'm not going to sleep tonight.
My heart rate's up more than the elliptical is what's happening.
You realize like Raising Cane's is up there with squats
Oh my God.
to me. It's the things that annoy me in this world are Raising Cane's and their lack of a valid menu and doing squats so I can stay fast.
So before you hop off, I figured out how to change pictures on the podcast now. You saw I put Illinois and
Yeah.
will I get yelled at from Raising Cane's?
Oh,
Make
yeah.
this picture. Damn it.
Yeah.
I just need to find a pic. No, but just a picture of a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, if you just find a random picture of it. Oh, chicken sandwich, chicken strip.
Yeah,
There's
can I just
just a single chicken strip will be the headline to this episode.
yeah, so
You know,
like
it doesn't even need a title. It's like ... chicken strip.
so like can I share my screen? Maybe. So like just chicken strip. This right here. Just this.
Yeah, yeah. That is the thing I would use for this. It's fully makes it. Actually, if you could Photoshop Captain America's shield onto that chicken strip,
In the background.
yep, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Or here we go. That just this little
No, you need one that's got like shitty breading.
shitty breading, huh?
You know what I mean? Like the
But
kind
see,
you
this
get.
isn't good.
No, that one. So, oh damn it.
That one?
No. Okay, so you clicked on that one, but see the one to the right of that? So there's the one you clicked on, and then no.
Oh, this one?
Yes. That's what I imagine Raising Cane's looks like.
Their chicken sandwich looks like this with a piece of bread on top.
Yep.
Like, now I'm gonna have to research shitty chicken strips.
Just the worst fucking chicken strips. They're not even fried. They're just
Brad. Oh. I'm done. I have to stop.
I didn't need to see that.
I just clicked on it. I was like, wait, oh, that's wrapping.
They better fucking have the best chicken strips if that's all you do. Like,
well, that's what we said. We were like, it better be gold. Like, it better be.
You know what? Congratulations. You have the best chicken strips. That's like being like, oh, hey, you're the best at crayons in 3rd grade. Fuck you, Raising Cane's.
So we people listening before we hop off, we texted about maybe talking Marvel or talking whatever. And here we are. Here we are.
Listen, it's not my fault that there's an evil in this world.
Can I just say I think this is even more than LeBron James.
Yeah, Raising Cane's is my LeBron James.
There we go. But I think it's more. I think this is more.
Steve, I'll fill you in on something. Raising Cane's is the reason me and my ex broke up. I haven't slept since Raising Cane's.
Oh, I have to go blow it up now.
Yeah. I went to go see you, and we were going to get back together, and I came back down here. I was like, these motherfuckers. And I yelled about it for 3 days.
God, I hope you're kidding, because I'll have to go fall in a ditch.
They put me in a padded room, Steve.
That's where you are now. That's not even a real window. That's painted.
Yeah, that's padding, bud. Do you think they let me out?
That's not even
because they know what I'll do. They know what I'll do.
That couch is cardboard. It's not even real.
No, of course not real. Nothing's real because there's a successful restaurant in this world that sells fucking chicken strips to grown adults. Chicken strips. Nothing else.
Chicken strips. Blouses.
Chicken strips and toast. is what they do.
An expired ranch. It's not even ranch, it's mashed
I think
potatoes.
more so than the chicken strips, it's the fact they only have one sauce.
Only one sauce.
Only
Yeah.
one sauce. It's like we have one thing on our menu and you have one sauce to dip it in.
There's no honey mustard, there's no barbecue, no real ranch.
I just can't imagine a world where Jesus Christ died on the cross so that you can create a restaurant where all you do is serve chicken strips.
And make a lot of money.
And at this time of the year, it's close to Easter. Okay. So not only did Jesus die on the cross for that, he came back for your shitty chicken strip restaurant to exist.
And they're going to be open on Easter. I guarantee it. Where Chick-fil-A right across the street will be closed.
Hell yeah. Because Chick-fil-A cares about Jesus Christ. They've got multiple sauces.
And not just chicken sandwiches, there's chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they got nuggets, strips, patties, fucking.
There's a pickle on it. And waffle fries.
Weefle freeze.
And they make their own lemonade.
I'll bet Raising Cane's doesn't even have drinks.
I don't even want to look up their menu again.
Hey, fatty, why don't you drink some of this stupid ranch we have?
Here's salt water.
Yeah. Choke down that salt water, idiot. Why you shove some more chicken strips in your fat face?
But really, we're going to blow up Raising Cane's.
They're not going to exist much longer. I'm going to go to their next shareholders meeting. And I'm just going to start screaming Hitler.
Do you think there's stock on them if we looked up their stock?
If there is, I'm going to pull a opposite Wall Street bets. I'm going to short Raising Cane's.
Hold the line.
Hold the line on killing Raising Cane's.
If we try to do this before Sunday again, which we probably not, but even then, before or on Sunday, as soon as you get on, I can just see it now.
I'm going to talk to my good friend Warren Buffett. And we're going to talk about how Raising Cane's is a threat to America. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to Joseph R. Biden.
Oh, God.
And Kamala. We're pretty tight. And I'm going to be like, listen, I know you have the nuclear codes. I need you to use them. And I don't care how many people die. We need to get rid of this. It's a threat.
You thought COVID was bad.
You thought COVID was bad? There's a fucking restaurant that exists in this country that only serves chicken strips. Nothing else.
And they put the pickle on the bottom of their chicken strips on the sandwich. Like, what the fuck is that?
I don't think it has a pickle.
No, or lettuce. They put lettuce at the bottom.
Yeah, so it's going to be soggy and it's going to be gross.
And that sauce? It's
I don't care how good
horseradish.
your chicken strip is. I don't want wilted ass lettuce. You know?
But one good thing came out of this. It makes me not want to go there now. Any thought I ever had before in life?
I'm happy. I'm happy I came up there that day.
Because I never.
Because you know what? This hatred for Raising Cane's has given me something to live for.
Because I never looked at their menu until that moment.
Yeah. Well, my thought has always been like, okay, you're a restaurant. You have, 10 things. Not Raising Cane's.
No. And it doesn't change. It's like, here's a 3-piece. Well, here's a 6-piece. And then the third one's like, well, here's a 6-piece with Texas toast.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, hey, we'll just give you a trough of chicken strips so you can stuff your piggy face into our stupid chicken strips. Think about that.
And
That's the
that
thing.
sauce, it's horseradish.
Yeah, it's not even flavored. It's just horseradish. And you're going to eat it because you're stupid.
And what's crazy is I know we said we are gonna get off here 15 minutes ago. Everybody loves it. I see people with the bags all the time. Like,
I think
everyone loves it.
they're brainwashed is the problem.
Must be a suburb thing.
I don't know. It kind of makes me not like Chicago.
I don't even know if it's in the city. I think it's a suburb thing.
Okay, and I don't like the suburb. You should move to Chicago.
No. I'm not paying
Why?
$4,000 a month to live in an apartment.
Move somewhere where they don't have Raising Cane's.
Or I could just blow this one up and it'll be fine.
I think at this point, if Raising Cane's blows up, you and I are going to be on a watch list.
We may have to go live with Tim Dillon.
I may never be able to get on an airplane again.
I may just ask Joe Rogan to live in his basement.
It doesn't matter. I live in a $190 million estate with no furniture.
We'll just go live with Alex Jones. We'll just go work for InfoWars.
Info strips.
Info strips. Can we email
That's
Alex
what you call this
Jones
episode.
info strips?
Info strips with the picture of the chicken strip.
So is it info dash strips or just info strips?
I don't know. I don't know how. I think InfoWars is like just 2 words.
Oh, so I have to put info and then a space and strips?
Yeah. Info strips.
I don't know. It just says infowars.com.
Oh. I don't know.
Well, like,
But I
yeah.
actually do have to leave, Steve. I have to leave because if I keep talking about this,
what if we just
I
put a
might not
picture
ever
of
sleep.
Alex Jones as the picture?
Yeah, if you can just put like Alex Jones and then instead of the tinfoil hat,
Like a chicken
just
strip?
Photoshop a picture of a chicken strip into his hand.
You know, Brad, to be safe, I'm not going to change the picture because everybody's going to be like, what the fuck? I'll keep it info strips, but I'm not going to change the picture.
No, I think you should probably just call the name of the episode Raising Cane's and then just have the picture a picture of chicken strip. Or honestly, it could I don't know. I don't know, Steve. Do what you want. You're the creative one here. And I trust you. You want to know why I trust you? You want to know why I trust you, Steve?
Because we're going to blow up Raising Cane's.
Yes, exactly. And now you're complicit. So when I do it, you're going to prison too.
Well, full Q.
We're full Q now.
All right. Well, it's been fun. Full Q. Blouses.
Blouses.